Alright guys, I'm going to show you how to tune vocals with Autotune in the manual mode. I think it's really effective for vocals especially. It's really fast too. But step one of getting awesome sounding vocals pitch wise is to get them sounding awesome at the source. If you have the worst sounding vocals in the world, the vocalist is all over the place. You're not gonna make it sound like Rihanna or like Spencer from Periphery with Autotune. I mean, it's just touching up a little bit. So step one, get the best sounding vocals you can from the start, and then we'll open Autotune. Alright, so I know that this song is in A minor, so I'm gonna go ahead and set that. The guy singing is a tenor, and this is a song from a while back that I don't know if I ever tuned, but this will kind of be a first for me as well. Alright, so what we want to do now is we're going to listen to Autotune in the automatic mode with the vocals, and what we want to listen for and what we want to try to do is get it sounding the best we can just by using a retune speed. We want to get it to sound about where we want it to sound tuned, give or take some like artifacts, if you understand what I'm saying.
See it from the other side, where life will embrace you, satisfied, when it's never been enough before,
Alright, so I'm going to keep it around 24 for the retune speed. This is definitely a preference thing. Obviously, you're going to have a much lower retune speed if you want to be more poppy and kind of snappy, and then you'll have a lower, or you'll have a higher one if you want to sound more natural. So, like I said, I'm going to have mine about 24. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to Options. So we'll hit the Options button, and then this will pop up. What we want to do is have this at the max buffer. We're going to have this at 20 is what I usually do. And then we're going to have default retune speed for lines. Let's leave that at 20. And then for curves, leave that at 50. And then for note objects, the note objects is the one we want to insert the retune speed that we decided on over here. So we're going to hit save, and then now we're going to hit graph mode. Alright, so I'm only gonna do, well, I'm gonna do the whole section right here. So I'm gonna highlight what I want to put into Autotune. We're gonna hit track.
see it from the other side, where life will embrace you, satisfied, when it's never been enough before, when it's never been enough before, living and breathing, yeah.
Alright, so we're gonna hit stop. We're gonna turn off the track pitch mode, and I'm gonna zoom in a little bit so it's easier to see each individual note. Alright, that should be fine there. Alright, so now once we get zoomed in here, I'm going to hit the make note button. And this is going to give us a little bit more of an idea. It's going to let us be able to see the notes easier. And also by hitting the make notes, it's kind of going to show us and nudge the notes into place with our retune speed that we just set. So this is going to make it sound like it's in automatic mode, but now we can go in and fine tune where we want to fine tune. So let's get started. Let me go to the beginning of the verse. I'm going to turn off auto scroll because this gets annoying sometimes. But
See it from.
Alright, let me zoom in a little bit more.
See it from.
There's a little strange, little vibrato type thing going on here. Note kind of sounds like it drops off. So what I usually do is I stick with this tool. This is the main tool I'm going to use. So we're going to click on one spot and click the other spot. And then click it again to make a little selection here. And what you can do is when you have these little lines that you've made over the notes, you can change the retune speed for the individual sections you've made. So let me hear how this sounds.
See it from the other side.
So I can definitely hear this dropping off. I'm just gonna try.
See it from the other side.
And what you're gonna want to do is listen for things you don't like.
See it from the other side.
Something here sounds a little auto-tuning. What you can do is go to these little slopes in between notes. Now, how drastic and how vertical these slopes are, the more straight up and down they are, the more auto-tuning they're going to sound. And when there's more of a gradual slope like this, it's going to sound more real. This is what your ears perceive as real sounding. So I pulled back on this slope so it'll sound more real.
See it from the other side. And from the other side.
Alright, let's go on to the next part.
Where life will embrace.
Alright, so this part is a little, it's not really, it wasn't really picked up by Autotune, which is fine. Another thing we can look out for are these little humps right here. And sometimes they'll appear, and sometimes you can hear them, sometimes you can't. But I'll make a little section before them and cut them, and it'll pull it down like that.
Where life will embrace you.
Alright, this part's a little sharp, so I'm just gonna make a little object, a little line on it, and then pull the retune.
Where life will embrace.
And then we're gonna make these two notes a little bit more defined. So I've made really 3 notes here. One on this note, one for the slope, and then one for the second note. And I'm gonna be controlling it overall.
Where life will embrace you. Satisfied. When it's never been enough before. When it's never been enough before. Living and breathing.
Alright, sometimes when you have a more grittier sounding singer, you're gonna see some strange looking things like this. It doesn't sound bad here, but in a scenario that it does kind of sound strange, you can just make a little selection here and just go up and hit the cut button, and it gets rid of it. But in this case, it doesn't sound bad, so I might as well just leave it. Alright, and that's how I tune vocals. The last thing I'll do is if I have a bunch of vocal tracks, I'll just make a new track in Pro Tools that I'll designate as like the print track, and I'll just say bus 5 will be the print track. So what I'll do is, when I'm done tuning all the way through a track, I'll go ahead and just print it down. So I'll send the output to bus 5. The input of this track is going to be bus 5. So I have minus 11.6. I'm going to match that. And then put this at Unity. Record arm.
See it from the other side. Where life will embrace you.
that's it. Just throw some gain reduction on, just to show you how what it'll sound like finished.
Seeing from the other side, where life will embrace